Guys, Stephanie's back. It's been a super long time and I'm so sorry about that. It is 4:43 in the morning. I just got home from the hospital. I will get to that. And I had my little baby girl. It was an experience, let me tell you. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes, and this is the only time I have right now to film because Chris took off of work and he can watch the baby right now. I've been trying to make a video, but she's just home and I'm happy. So let's get started. First, let me unlock my phone. Okay. Let's start off by saying when my mucus plug fell out. It was it was like a yellowish sticky thing. And I wiped and I saw because I've been wiping just to see blood because of my miscarriage. I've been nervous through my whole pregnancy. I've been wiping and just looking. So it was a good thing that I wiped and looked because September 2nd, my mucus plug came out. And then nothing happened. And nothing happened until September 5th. September 5th, I woke up. I thought I had to go to the bathroom, but it turned out I didn't have to go to the bathroom. It was just a big gush. My water broke. Yay, my water broke September 5th at 6:30 in the morning. My first call obviously was to my midwife, and my second call was to the godmother. So my third call was to my fiance's mother and then to my father. And then he started calling his father and so on and so forth. That all happened. So I made my way to my birthing center and they did an ultrasound. Everything looked good and Elizabeth's heartbeat was fine. So we winded up coming home. I don't really remember what time Alana got here. But she got here, and then I labored throughout that day. Through that whole day I labored. It wasn't that bad until September 6th. September 6th, somewhere around the morning, I couldn't sleep. I tried. They were like, oh, go home, relax, eat something. I could not sleep. I tried to sleep because they were like, oh, I've seen everything on YouTube saying, try to get rest because of labor. My pain didn't really pick up until about 4 o'clock in the morning on the 6th, September 6th. And I labored in my bathtub. So I had Alana sleeping, which is the godmother. I had my best friend sleeping on the couch. And my fiance was sleeping in bed. And everybody's sleeping. And I'm in not excruciating pain. I was in pain. So I went to the tub and I labored in the tub for a little while, and the tub was fabulous until I got out of the tub, and then it increased. Like the pain got a little bad. It wasn't like really bad because my period pains are super bad. So it was like on the same level as that. But I was in labor. So it was just like, I was excited. I was happy. And I just wanted to meet my daughter. And they wanted me to come back in to the birthing center at 6:15, which I did. We woke up, we ate breakfast, and then we sat in a room and we bullshitted and we hung out until I really don't remember what time it was. Everything was so crazy that day. But I labored in the shower because they were like, oh, you want to labor in the pool? And I was just like, I don't, because my birthing center doesn't allow you to give birth in the pool. So that sucks. So I decided to labor in the shower. So I sat in the shower. They gave me a chair and I sat there butt naked. I sat there and I labored. And I had the hot water running on my back and I was just in pain. I was in so much pain. And from what Alana can tell me, I was in labor for 37 hours. before I opted for the epidural. I started feeling back labor. When I started feeling back labor, I was like, please, can I have the epidural? I wasn't one of those women like, please give me the epidural. But one of my favorite words during my pregnancy, well, during my labor, was fuck, 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 fuck. That was one of my favorite words during my whole labor. And then so at this point, Elizabeth's full term. She's 39 weeks. I'm full term. We're ready. So September 7th, we went all night. We went through labor. So I'm in labor for 3 days now. So September 7th, I had the epidural. I was feeling good. I have his mom there. I have his stepdad there. His father's there. Now, his father was irking me so bad. He was bothering the shit out of me because he kept asking the nurses and the midwives, when is the baby coming? When is the baby coming? And I'm like, somebody get him out of this room. So to all you ladies out there, I suggest only having people there that will support you. Like, his mother was so supportive. Alana was very supportive. Christian, he sat there. He was supportive, but he sat there kind of like, holy shit, holy shit. It was so funny. They didn't allow us to record, or I would have recorded my whole labor. So around, I don't even know what time it was. Honestly, I'm so sorry. I don't have a timeline for you guys. Everything was just happening. There was no time to keep track because even after they gave me the epidural, I could still feel pressure. Now, I didn't feel any more back pain, but there was still pressure. And I can handle the pressure. I just opted for the epidural after the back pain, the back labor pain started, because that shit was crazy. So I was dilated. I was 10 centimeters, and we were ready to push this baby out. So we got ready to push the baby out. I scooched down, opened my legs. We were ready to push the baby out. And all of a sudden, our heartbeat dropped. And I blame that on the Pitocin. I really do. I blame it on the Pitocin because along with the epidural, you need to get the Pitocin. I really didn't want the Pitocin, but I really wanted the epidural just because I couldn't handle the back pain anymore. I couldn't handle it. Couldn't take it. And her heartbeat dropped, and it happened so fast. They were just pulling wires and getting me. I had an emergency C-section, and Christian wasn't even allowed in the room, and I was trying not to cry because I wanted to stay awake, but they just strapped me down, and before I knew it, there was a mask over my face, and I was out. Sorry. And I don't remember any of it because obviously I was out cold. But I woke up in my room with Christian and Alana and his mom around me. And I was like, where's my baby? And apparently Elizabeth came out and she wasn't breathing. And she had an air pocket in her lung, so they had to make a hole. And they sent her to the ICU, and she was there for 8 days. And she had tubes in her, and they put a tube down her throat because she wasn't breathing on her own. But knock on wood, thank God, she's happy, she's healthy, and she's annoying the crap out of me now. But it was so crazy. So I had the emergency C-section, and where I had the baby at, they weren't equipped to deal with that. So they put her in this big giant incubator to transport her. And they transported her to Yale Hospital because we were in St. Refields. So it was just right there. So they transported her, and then I had to wait 3 hours for my transport. And then they transported me to Yale as well. And when I got there, I was still hooked up to the IV. They butchered me, by the way. They couldn't find one here. They couldn't find one here. They butchered me. They butchered the crap out of me. So they had to come up here and find a vein to put a needle in me, so I could move around but still have it. And I'm sorry this is all jumbled. My brain is still scrambled from being at the hospital, the emergency room all day today. But we'll get to that later. Probably in another video. So Elizabeth was in the ICU for 8 days, and unfortunately I had to leave the hospital. They discharged me on that Sunday, I believe. They discharged me, and she had to stay in the hospital. And they had her, she wasn't in an incubator or anything. She was in a cooling, I'm not sure the proper term for it, but they had her wrapped up in a cooling thing because she's, my brain is exploding right now. I'm sorry. I wasn't planning on making a video, but right now is the only time I have. So, they had her wrapped up in a cooling thing, and she didn't get out of that for the first 4 days. And then the 3 days, she started breathing on her own. Thank God. And, they had a feeding tube in her mouth. And, they had a feeding tube in her nose, excuse me. And obviously she couldn't come home with us. I didn't get to hold my baby, I would say, for the first 5 days after she was born. I got to touch her, but I couldn't hold her. And I planned on breastfeeding, so I pumped, and I pumped, and I pumped, and I pumped. And because I knew all that was good for her, so I pumped, and they finally sent us home on the 8th day. The Sunday, they discharged her. I will tell you this, it was hard leaving that hospital. They told me to take it easy after my C-section. It's like, how can you take it easy? Your child isn't home with you. Like, I came home without my baby. It was horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And, but I finally got to come home with her, and it was the most happiest time in my life when I got to go home with my baby. But they were going to send us home with the feeding tube because she wasn't taking 2 ounces, but she's taking 4 ounces now. She's happy, healthy, and the whole breastfeeding thing went down the toilet. I'll talk about that in another video. But, to sum it up, my labor was not what I expected it to be. And for anyone that's watching this, do not go in there with a plan. Like, you can have a plan, good luck with that. I had a plan, and it just did not turn out the way I planned it to be. So don't have high expectations. Just don't. And I'm going to try to make another video after this because this one's pretty long. But I'll tell you about my breastfeeding journey up until now in my next video. I'm sorry it was so jumbled. I'll see you guys later. Bye.